My throat is froing. So hot. So hot. That's about right. It's not that snowy magic. Good morning. Good morning, Meryl. Good morning, Joanne. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Christine. I hope all of you guys are having a great Monday. This Monday is the start of the holiday season in full swing. My kids have a half day today, and they're excited about that. Me, not so much, because I like when my husband has like vacation days and we can just, I have glue all over my hands, and we can just like hang out and do husband and wife stuff and like, watch TVs without a kid being there like, what does this mean? They're gonna die. Oh my god, it's a kissing scene. so, yeah. So we started doing some of our holiday decorations this weekend, and I have these really cute little light bulbs that are like the old school '80s light bulbs that are stakes in my front of my yard, and we just put up some garland. And we're not done yet. I have some more stuff to do, but we have like the heating guy coming in to check our heater. I have a funny feeling they're going to say we're going to need a new furnace because our furnace is older than I am. So it's pretty old. I'm not old, but the appliance is old. so we have that going on today, and I am trying to do. I have a giveaway that I'm going to be starting on December the 1st, and I'm trying to do some engraving on these cute little boxes. I think I have a way to do it, so I've been busy like trying to do that this morning. I might be going live to do some Devon pouches with some glitter fabrics that are going to be available for Mormino this Friday. I'd highly, highly recommend you to go on her website and subscribe to her newsletter so that way you can be notified when the fabrics are available, especially if you don't live in the same time zone. Or I'm one of those people when I really, really like somebody's fabric or box or whatever, I put an alarm for whatever time zone they are for my time zone so that way I can get it. Kind of like the Clume House when she said that she was going to have a mystery box. I knew immediately I wanted it. So I I did like Utah time to Eastern time, and I signed up for it and I got it. So Lauren has some Black Friday sales with certain prints, I mean certain glitters and whatnot. And I am stuck on stupid on this pink. And you guys know I don't like pink, but it's totally her whole glitter collection is kind of giving me Oz. Like every single one of them, I can give you a character that would fit it perfectly for Oz. And I'm just like, okay, eh, that movie is just gonna stick to me. And if it doesn't get Oscars, I'm gonna boycott. I'm just gonna let you know right now. I feel like that movie really brought back the theater for me. So, with that being said, I wanted to show you a couple. That's my husband and the dog. I wanted to show you a couple things that I did this weekend. Um, yes. Okay, I'm just going to remove that. so there you go. I was trying to finish up my edge painting for the Sienna bag. The Sienna bag is super cute. That's what we're doing in Patreon. If you're not aware of my Patreon platform, we do bags. We do a voting system in the group, and we take a bag and we modify it, and or we slow down a couple of the process so that way we can take her time and do it versus having a 2-hour video and me whipping out a bag and you're frustrated like, why can't I remember how to do this step? So in the Sienna bag, they have this really cool step where you make the flap. Good morning. You make the flap and then you edge paint the flap pieces. There's another part too. It's like this turn pull thing where you pull the tab for the thumb lock. It's like everything. So I'm doing Magnificent, and my whole bag is this luxurious purple not vinyl, sorry, leather. And I'm using Wizardly Stitchery thread, so it variegates from like black to purple to lime green. And if you guys are not aware of like Magnificent in the Disney cartoons or even in the movies, when she uses her magic, it's kind of a lime green against the purple. So I have no lime green at all in the bag. So this one area that you edge paint, it's only one small minute area. I decided to use the lime green. I know it was risky, but I think it's going to turn out really cute. Okay. So I used for my edge paint, I used the base. Oh my god, I used Mojo So's base. I like Mojo So's base paint. I feel like I like the one that dries clear. The one that dries white always confuses me because I want to touch it to make sure it's dried, and then sometimes if it's not, then you put an indentation. But she has two, so I like the formula that she has that dries clear. And you can ask her before you purchase it. What formula is it the one that dries clear or not clear? She does have a preference. And then I used Ghirardelli has this slime green. Now, don't get me wrong, Mojo So's also has like a lime green and a neon green, as well as a glow in the dark green, if I'm not mistaken. But the Ghirardelli's green, I cannot put my finger on it. It just matches the stitches to perfection. And I was running out of it actually. I have very, very little of it left. And I had to use like a thinner to thin out the paint because it was getting kind of chunky because it's getting cold out here. And that's the negative thing about being in a colder state, that you have to kind of make your drawers or wherever you store your your paints, like with the thermal bags or thermal they have like thermal as like shake flex, and you can put it around like a drawer and stick everything in there, and it'll keep it like a little bit warmer so that your paint doesn't coagulate and you'll be fine. But I didn't do that this time around, and this one is a hot mess, but it looks really cool. I used 3 layers of base paint and 2 layers of the Ghirardelli, and you can see it came out really, really nice. Now, this is a segue into what my Amazon gift guide for all sewing enthusiasts. Tomorrow's the last day, and I still haven't got the name of this down packed. But if you went to any of my retreats and I taught, then you probably are familiar with this, my glass pen. I like to use glass pens for my edge coat. There's a couple reasons why. One, glass cleans extremely easy. So after your edge painting, you wipe it down with the alcohol wipe or you wash it with soap and water and it's like brand new. They come back with like a little plastic reusable cap, and if you lose these, all you need is 3/8 of an inch tubing and you can put it back on. If you break these, it's not incredibly expensive to buy another. They usually come in like 8-10 packs in all different colors. I also sometimes get bored and I write with these, pretending that I'm in Downtown Abbey or something else. You heard it. I'm not above imagination, okay? So, then they just help me get the product, and it's not too much because these products are made for ink, so you don't get incredibly a lot, and they just roll on this very easily. And what I like to do is like a hovering method. It's the same thing I do with nail polish. I like to apply it and not even really touch it. I hover above it and I just let the polish, or in this case, the edge paint, go on it, and I just kind of go back and forth and let it settle naturally. I do the same thing with my nail polish. It took me years to learn how to do my nail polish for what I like, how I like it, and I realized that most nail polishes are you do the same way. Most nail polishes are self-settling. So a lot of people overabundant and like use the brush and let the brush white out and cover their whole. Now, I'm one of those people that don't have a lot of product in there, and I just kind of like I realized it was the same way I do my edge paint, and I get a lot of compliments. Not to pat my own back, but I'm really proud of how I do my edge painting. I get a lot of compliments on my edge painting because it's not messy on the sides or anything, and it's because of having pens like this. What up, Lynette? It's like having pens like this that help. And like people like Lynette, Arnetta, and Christine, Lisa that are on here, they already know about these edge pens. They're like, we're pros. Like, but yes, I love these edge pens. And the reason why I love them is that one, if you decide that this one is enough, when you go recycle this is recyclable because it's glass. Two, it's not going to hurt the environment. Three, it's not a metal roller pen or like with plastic parts or whatever, so it's more recyclable. They're affordable. Like you can get 10 pens for $10. And then again, you can pretend like you're an HP and you're riding home to mom and dad at Christmas saying that you're alone and you really wish you had, you know, a flying broom. You can. I get bored sometimes when I'm doing edge painting. I have ADD. I don't know what I can tell you. So like, yeah, this is what you got to do. And Toonie, the Patreon you got it. So, when you do edge painting, this is how smooth it is. It comes out really nice with this pen. And most, I do feel that some formulas are more with edge painting are more advanced than others. Like I do notice that the paints at Rocky Mountain and Tandy and Leather Weaver, they have edge paint formulas that again that are older than me, so they have the technology behind it to make it more self leveling. They just do not have as much color as like a Gherardini or a lot of these bigger name brands. So just be cognizant of it, which one you want. Each person has a different one. My favorite base paint by far is Mojo Sews because it dries relatively quickly, and when you get the base paint the base edge paint that dries clear, it's like, oh cool. It's like I don't know. It makes my brain satisfied that I know it's done. I don't know why. It just makes me so happy. I'm like, yes, it's done. So this is it. I have this in my in the description box. There's an affiliate link. They're $10, and I think you get, and this it's $9.99, and you get six. You get six, and they last you a very, very long time. And like I said, what I love about them is that they stand out. Two, they're recyclable when you're done. If that say one breaks, and they do break, if you're like me, you have a tendency of breaking. I have had some that broke in half, and I was able to use this bottom half for edge painting for something. And I've had these for years. I have some that I have for years, and then I did give some of these away for gifts as thank you gifts for some of the retreats, and I just thought it was be really fun to share it with the world, because these are some things that I use when I'm edge painting. I'm not a very I don't go by the books. I hate the rollers. I don't know how people do that. Like whoever I watch videos, and it always enthralls me because like it just whenever I roll, I leave a mark. Like and then it always like has side spillage, and I'm just like I'm doing this all wrong. So with me, it's just something very sharp, pointy, and I can just float it. Maybe we should coin the term float it for edge painting, guys. Like have t-shirts. Well, how do you do your edge painting? You float it. I got this cute little t-shirt this weekend at Lowe's. Sarcasm is a gift that I give to you all year long. Favorite Christmas t-shirt right now, okay? It's the truth. And I put out this little cutie yesterday. The ever so popular Bianca. So I made her yesterday with Iris Lavish Coffee. I like saying that because it feels like it's a sophisticated bag. Like, what kind of material is it? It's Irish Lavish Coffee. I don't think I can say that 3 times in a row fast. So with this, it has the classic Bianca themes where it has the ties on the side. It has some piping. Now, I did get asked a lot, was this one roll? As you can tell up close, no. I ran out. I would recommend if you're trying to recreate this with the Bianca, you definitely most likely want 2 rolls, especially because I didn't have enough to do a strap, and I had to make my strap this color, and it has tassels and different connectors. Um, it's a very smooth. When I say smooth, I'm talking about like I was gonna make a Puff Daddy joke, so I'm just gonna backpedal. Just like it was a Johnson and Johnson thing. It's too soon. So okay, you want it. It's really smooth. You want to take your time. I would recommend a Teflon foot. If you don't have a Teflon foot, putting like not duct tape, Scotch tape on the bottom of your foot. You can float it. No. Put Scotch tape on the bottom of your foot so that way it can handle it, because there was times that I got a little bit frustrated with making this bag myself because it is super smooth. It feels super luxurious. Like if I would think this was a high-end bag just based off a touch, not looking at it, if I was just given to like on a blindfold test, it feels really nice. Amber did a really good job on making like if you're a sensory person, this might be the bag for you because it's smooth. So I did a lot of modifications. Most of these modifications are the modifications that I taught for the first initial class of my Patreon. If you're in That's So Nova Facebook group, the band in there is a modified Bianca, and it's most of it is from there. And I did a lot. What I did on this one is a lot of trickery with the stabilizers. I paid a little bit more attention to I think it's called the fluorine from Dooney and Burke to get more of the Dooney and Burke. And I also played around with 210 weight. You heard this 210 weight thread that I got from Sunny Sews on at a Sew Magical. Don't ask why I got that. It was there, and I was like, I never seen 210 weight. It was fun to sew with. I'm not gonna lie. it's it's pretty amazing. The stitching you can see from far away, like, and people recognized it. They were like, "Oh, is it 110?" No, 200. Yeah, I don't have it. I was gonna reach for it, but it's on the other thing. It's quite thick thread. Like, there's no. I mean, you can't break 70 weight thread with your hands unless you're like the Incredible Hawk. But yeah. So yeah, so this is what I did, and I used all gold hardware, and I just did little changes throughout. But this is the Bianca, originally by Clutch Couture. I think So has this pattern now if you're looking for it. And if you're in my group, I do give the link to that pattern on That's So Nova Facebook group. Yeah, man, that is some serious. That is 210 is I was Oh, it is here. Sorry. I do have it. It is 210. Dude. It is it is thick. But I only got it in this one color because as soon as I seen it, I was like, this is all the Dooney and Burke. If you put this in brown, Dooney and Burke would be like gone. Because Dooney and Burke is notorious for having like that dark, rich chocolate brown against green thread. And I'm like, I want this. So I can make all my Dooney and Burke fantasies come alive. And I think I achieved it. I wish this zipper was a dark green, but I only have so many zippers that go with gold. But I also did the stitching going up in the center of the rolled handles. So I had some fun with this. Yeah, you could straight up hurt somebody with this. Like, I think I could tie someone's hands, like zip tie, with this, and there's no way they'll get out. There's no way they'll get out. Just something to think about. Just throwing that out there. So yeah, 210. Sunny Sew. It's Amon thread, and I got it from Sunny Sewing, and it's Sarabon T10. Does it have the color? I hate when they don't have the colors on these, and that's nothing to do with Sunny Sewing. It's something with Amon thread. Amon, I noticed they never have the color inside of these. Like a lot of the other names have like the color, so that way you can have something to reference when the spool goes out. And trust me, I have spools that go out, okay, and then I'm like, oh, I want to rebuy it, and I don't remember every place that I buy my spools of threads. There's sometimes I get them from Wawax, sometimes I get them from sell right. Sometimes I get them from Sunny Sewing. Sometimes I get them from Kasaya. Sometimes I like, there's a couple places I just hop around. And if I don't remember where I get them from, the first thing I do is I do put in the SKU number and I'll put them on thread and they will pull up the color that way. But it's just easier for me instead of trying to putting like 6315-8857U, I can, if it was like Dooney and Burke Green. I know they can't say that because it's franchise, but come on. If this isn't not Dooney Green, I don't know what it is. But I digress. Yes, that's what I use there. So, because I had people asking me what kind of modifications, and I wasn't trying to gatekeep. It's just that I've done so many modifications on there. Unless you're the only way you're able to visually see it is I got authorization to teach that for my first class for Patreon, and they got to see like firsthand, like me modifying pattern pieces. I can't do that on a public forum. It's literally against everything we stand for in the bag making community. I cannot show pattern pieces. I cannot give out measurements. So no, I can't give out information. So it's not gatekeeping, it's having respect for the designer. What are the side pieces called to hold up the divide the side? I don't have there. She calls them something different in her pattern piece. So yeah, they're called something different for her pattern pieces. Again, I can't Nancy. I can't give out names of pattern pieces. Can't give out dimensions. I can't do any of that stuff. And it has nothing to do with you. I'm not trying to gatekeep. The one thing, if you know about me, if you've been watching me long enough, I I hold pattern pieces, pattern designers sacred. So she calls her side, like the side connectors, which you would call a connector, something completely different in her pattern. So you can look up side connectors, and that's the most I can give you. Yeah. It's a lot of ring. Yeah. So that is all I have for you today, guys. Tomorrow you might be a little bit sticker shocked about the item that I have. It's the last, definitely not the least. It's the coolest item, I think. It's been something I have harped on since I started Captain Log. That's the only hint you're gonna get. And I can't wait to show you it and demo it. And I I think this might be a game changer for you guys. And like I said, it's going to be a great divide. My husband wasn't on board until I explained to him why I think it would be beneficial for a sewist. But I digress. That's for tomorrow. So I hope everyone has a really good Monday. If I do hop on and make a Devon today or tomorrow, I will just go on live and I'll let you know. I'm trying to figure out when the texts are going to be here because I don't want to be like talking to myself and then they're in the background in this next room hammering away. Because that's how life works for me. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope everyone has a really good morning and a good day.